Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily if you're new, and today I'm going to have a different kind of video, hopefully. Today I want to share a testimony of God's faithfulness, and I had this idea to start making some shorter testimony slash story time videos sprinkled in with those really long videos that I'm really good at making because I talk a lot. My idea is kind of to make spiritual and non so spiritual storytime videos because sometimes there's just funny things that happen in life, and I think people would think those are funny, and then also have more testimony videos of things that God has done in my life that can be encouraging and just share the goodness of God. So this is going to be God's faithfulness part 1. And I think that I'm going to do, when I make more videos sharing faithfulness testimonies, it's going to be like part 2, part 3, part 4, and we'll go from there. You know, I'm not really great at being consistent with uploading and making videos because it takes me forever to edit things, and I'm actually really busy right now. So we'll see how it all pans out, but that is my intention. That's kind of the plan. I intend for this to be like a 2 to 5 minute video, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'm capable of that because this video is already 1.5 minutes, but we're gonna go ahead and get started with it. Basically, where this begins is last year in the fall. Right now it's October 2020. Last year, 2019 in the fall, I was in a really hard season in my faith, I guess, because I was really out of community and I couldn't be involved in church the way I wanted to. And I had this Tuesday night class. This was kind of like the root of all the things that were difficult about the season. I had this Tuesday night class, and because it was on Tuesday night, I couldn't be part of my Lighthouse Bible study that I talked about in my last video that semester and all the community that comes along with that. We also had a women's group at my church start that same semester that was Tuesday nights, and I couldn't be part of that. So it was just kind of a season of feeling disconnected from people, and I actually cut back my hours at the yogurt shop I was working at so that I could spend more time with family because that was taking up all my time that summer. And I really thought that it was gonna be a season of rest and getting to spend time with family and friends and all the good things. And I did get to do a lot of family stuff around that time, like my brother's football games and such, but it really didn't live up to all that I anticipated because it was really disconnected from friends. So that semester, I also had a class called Performing Arts Administration, and basically my major is arts administration. And this class kind of wrapped everything that arts administration and theater, well, there were people in that class that aren't arts administration theater, that like music or art, but I'm theater. It like wrapped everything that is into a neat little box and like showed you everything you'd be doing as an arts administrator, which included promoting materials like shows and accounting and making budgets and all these administrative type things that weren't really related to theater per se. They're just like things you do when you're sitting in an office. And I think it was that I was vulnerable emotionally because of the situation I was in at that time, but that class caused me to doubt everything that I ever believed about what I was studying. And I just started to think, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I literally hate everything that this is, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. I really just started to doubt everything that the Father had spoken to me about what I was studying. Now, I've planned for like 2 years to make a video explaining why I chose the major that I chose and what that whole process looked like, and I haven't made that video yet. Hopefully soon, sometime in the next year or something, I'll make that video. I'm kind of kidding. Hopefully it's sooner than a year, but you know me. It was a process of declaring my major, and in a nutshell, I thought that I knew what it was supposed to be, but I asked the Lord for confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. Like, there were about 8 or 9 or 10 confirmations that I should do this when I really could have declared it after like 2. But I was like, no, Lord, you have to show me, and he did over and over and over, so I could be 100% confident that that was what I was supposed to do. Now, while I was so confident that this was what I was supposed to be studying, when this class happened and all of the doubts started to come in, it was like I never heard from the Lord. It was like the Lord never told me that this was what I was supposed to do, and I just started to question all of it. Okay, so that Tuesday night class that I talked about wasn't just a class. It was the most organized, challenging, no, I said organized, disorganized, horribly disorganized, challenging, confusing, like worst, hardest class I've ever taken in school. And it wasn't hard because of the content of the curriculum. It was hard because we had 3 teachers. They didn't communicate with each other. The instructions were never clear, and it just felt like a hot mess. And I remember it wasn't every single week, but at least 2 or 3 times getting in my car after that class on Tuesday nights and just bawling my eyes out. And it was like when you're in a vulnerable place and you're away from people who speak life into you and encourage you, you're disconnected from spiritual family and really good friends, and you don't have anyone to steer you back to what the Lord says about you and your destiny and calling, like to remind you like this is just a season and God is good. You're really vulnerable to letting the enemy come in and tell you a bunch of lies. And that's exactly what happened. The enemy told me every lie he could, and I believed it for a season. And I remember sitting in my car bawling my eyes out and saying, Lord, all I ever wanted was to be married and to have children and to serve in the church and be involved and to be in community and to show hospitality in my home and just to like make deep connections with people. And I don't even care about having a career. Like if I never have a career, I'll be fine. What the heck am I doing in school if this isn't even what I want to do? And I would just like just talk to God like this. Like I just don't understand. So I never actually considered dropping out of school, but that thought definitely was there. Like, what is the point of this? Like, I don't like college. Like, I don't like homework. I don't like writing papers. I don't like doing projects. If this isn't what I want to do, if I just want to be in community and be around people and that be the center focus of my life, why can't I just do that? And I looked around at my life during that time and I was like, all I want is community. Where is it at? Where are the people that I'm going to be in community with? I don't see anyone. I'm not connected with anyone right now. And I did have friends, but like they weren't really present in that season. Like there was just stuff going on that made it difficult to connect. But the lies were saying you have no one, there's no one to be friends with, and you're just doomed. There's no community. And my heart was like, this isn't right. Like I'm supposed to be in community. Where is it at? How's it gonna happen? So that's where my heart was at. And it was really difficult. But let me tell you how good God is. In December, right after the semester ended, it was like the Lord met me, and that is a whole other faithfulness, not even faithfulness, just testimony that I could share. It's very short and beautiful, but I'm not going to go into that right now. The Lord met me and like took me back basically and told me like, it's okay that you believed every lie in the book and you doubted every single thing I ever said to you. Like I still love you and I'm still right here and I never ever left you. And then this year started off a lot better because I wasn't believing lies and there was community and relationships, sure. But in June, my friend Libby, who totally hears from the Lord, knowing everything that happened last fall, she had this word from the Father for me. And she said, this fall is going to be a redemption of last fall. And I was like, I'll take that. And that's where the faithfulness comes in, because this fall is a 1000% redemption of last fall. This fall, there is so much community in my life and there's so much serving in the church going on that it's actually mind-blowing. So actually right now I am doing an internship at my church, which is actually for school credit. So let me tell you, my major that I was like, Lord, I don't get it. I was like moaning and even complaining, like desperately hating it. is now an avenue to get to be in the church and serving more than I could have ever asked for. So I'm doing worship arts, which is social media, setting up stage stuff. It's running media stuff on Sunday mornings, lyrics. I'm also on the worship team now, and we have our young adults group, which meets every 2 weeks. And that is bountiful opportunities to connect with people. And I connected with a lot more people, and just like community is abundant, like night and day from last year. It's crazy when I sit back and think about where I was a year ago and what my life is like right now. It's so redemptive that I know I kind of already touched on this, how the thing that I question the most, which is what I'm studying, has actually led me into the thing that I want more than anything else. And I found myself thinking lately, like, I don't care to do theater. I don't want a career in theater administration or whatever, but the Father knows my heart, and it's not actually that. It's that I don't want theater more than I want community and family, and that's family in the church, and that's also having my own family and getting married and having children. It's like, it's not that I don't want theater, it's that I don't want theater without all the good things. Like, I don't want to be disconnected. I don't want to be pursuing a career and thinking, once I get my career together, then I'll have a family. Like, that's not me. And that's a lot of people, but it's not me. And the Lord has really shown me that. But it's like, if I wasn't in school, I wouldn't have the understanding and the tools to do what He calls me to do later on. And it's not that He's saying you're gonna have a career rather than have all the things that you dreamed of. It's like, you can do both. God knows me better than I do, and His ways are better than my ways. He knows exactly what I need. He knows that I need to study this so that He can do something wild and crazy with it later on. And He also knows that I have to be connected, and He lets me have both simultaneously in His crazy, higher than my way, God ways. So basically, that is that. And I feel like this is a good opportunity to take the time to encourage anyone who might be watching this, where you're in a season where you feel like the desires of your heart aren't being fulfilled, and you have all these dreams, and it's just like, what is going on? Like, why am I doing this? What the heck? How is this gonna lead me to what God's called me to? How is this going to end up telling a beautiful story? It just doesn't make sense in the moment. And I just want to encourage you that God sees you, and He knows the dreams and desires of your heart. And every little thing that He brings you to brings you closer to His greater plan. And it doesn't actually have to make sense in the moment. You just have to trust Him. And I'm learning a lot about trusting God right now too. But the bottom line is, He is trustworthy. He has never failed us, and He can't fail us. So we can rest in trusting Him and knowing that He's actually going to work all things together for our good and for His glory. And that's really my soapbox for today. Don't know how long this video has been, probably over 10 minutes, which is fine. I think that it's full of God's goodness and faithfulness, and that's really my goal. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a comment down below telling me a testimony of God's faithfulness in your life. Like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I feel like an official YouTuber, even though I'm totally not. Enjoy your day. God bless you. The sun is going down and I'm losing my lighting. So goodbye, everybody. Love you so much.